Well, the weekend is over and we're trying to figure out what is coming next. And today we're going to break down where the market's at, what I'm seeing, what's the opportunities, what are the potential threats, and a lot more in the Bitcoin ecosystem and other ecosystems alike. Let's get started and dive right in. Okay, so where is Bitcoin at and what is likely going to happen next? As many people have been asking me, Coach, you know, like this Kijin's not flat. It kind of pulled it down a little bit and then went back up. And now what we're seeing here, and what we saw quite a few times recently, is we saw it here, and we also saw it way down here. Hold on a second, right over here, is that 3 inside up. Now, the little difference is we don't have a crazy amount of resistance right here and support right here from the past and the present, but we see that this is a key level that's been coming up as a support and resistance level in the recent time. Now, when you see a 3 inside up off of resistance, that is gonna mean that we're gonna continue higher. What I'm watching for is the reaction today. But if this 3 inside up stays, and I'm gonna just mark this off for everyone so they can see it right here. So if that 3 inside up stays, we're likely going to break that all-time high that we had at 74 and continue. But the one thing of caution we do is we do have a little bit of resistance right here at 69. So we need to kind of smash through that, retest, break through 73, and then start our movement higher. So when we're looking at the Bitcoin ETF, we're looking at the numbers. And the numbers for a few different categories are very important. Number one, GBTC keeps selling off, right? And their numbers keep dwindling down. Well, BlackRock actually is just buying whatever they're selling. Their numbers are actually getting smaller and smaller. And if they do 300 million a day for the next, I think like 10 days, it's another 3 billion. And so they can only do this for like 100 more days and they're done. And likely that's not gonna all be sold off. Like not everyone's gonna sell all their GBTC just directly, and there's been a lot of talks about Genesis having gone bankrupt and all these guys gone bankrupt and have to sell the Bitcoin to be able to give people their cash back from the side. So have we ever seen a 4-day drawdown like we have since the start in January where we had the pullback? We have. We saw that recently as 5 days in a row we've had sell off and sell off and sell off, and it's mainly just GBTC selling off a lot of Bitcoin and being a little bit less demand because there's a pullback, a little bit scared, or people waiting to buy at the bottom, right? Like a pullback down. So what I'm expecting this week is for us to rebound off of that, and what the chart's showing here is if the 3 inside up is truly off of a support level, and we're gonna see it not be a strong support, but we've seen it be a support level many times in the past, excluding the last cycle's top, this could be one that we'd have to keep our eye on. And if you were going to look at buying into this trade, you would put your stop loss below. So if you're someone who wants a little bit of exposure in Bitcoin, you're not really sure, I would put my stop loss probably around here, just a little bit between the bottom of this wick and this level right there. And I would be aiming, you know, towards our first levels, somewhere in like the 85, 88 range would be a nice area. And that would be a nice 3R trade, meaning if you risk 10 grand, you can make $30,000 on that trade. If you miss $100, you make $300, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all relevant to the capital you have in your account, and you should always be using 1% risk, maximum 2 if you're very convicted. Here, I'm not convicted, so it's something where I would even use 0.5% risk personally, because I'm not too sure if that was going to play out. Similar to we've had some of the other plays not play out as well. And like our open on this candle right here was 71,452. Our close on this one right here was 71,388. So that was a bearish engulfing candle, not an actual 3 inside down, but worked out like one. I'm looking at this right now going, is this going to be similar to the time we had our sideways and down right here, and then we had a 3 inside up and started going? It's not been as long, and that consolidation usually lasts longer, but this drawdown may be people seeing alts not really getting super affected by it, and other people seeing that some of the alts are actually still pushing higher that are on this list here. And we're going to look at what's going on in the market and see where we're going next. Now, moving on, let's talk about Ethereum, because Ethereum is likely going to have an ETF, right? And when we're talking about Kijin bounces, this was a very nice play for it, right? Like bounced off the Kijin at 31. I talked about I'm going to bid 31.25, bid that. It went all the way up here, rejected 3 times. The 3rd time it sold a little bit. And, you know, I'm just going to keep the rest of that trade open because I think we could definitely go back higher. But Ethereum's not the same as Bitcoin. We have 3 levels levels of resistance, the 21 EMA, the yellow level, the Tenkin, and the level right here. So I'm watching to see, are we going to boner candle right through it like we did over here way back in March, early March? Or are we going to kind of consolidate a little bit further and go sideways? That's what I'm watching for. We did that, what we call a, when you have a C-clamp, which looks like this, it's like there's a flat Kijin and a flat Tenkin. We usually pull back down to those levels as it is. So today we have to watch, very important Monday. I could assume that we'll fill the gap on CME, which is a small one. I'll show you that really quick right now. The CME gap right here, the CME gap is very small. It's just right here. So we likely at some point in the next few hours, 5-10 hours from now, are going to see that it's likely going to either wick down to 65,770. I could see that happening and then us going back up, but we're kind of hovering around 67. So I'm going to watch and see how this plays out. Now, if you want to go long, that's where you would do it. So now you know the plan for this. So what's looking good? BNB still looks great. It held this 21, the level and the Tenkin. So as you see, when there's a lot of support levels, we generally are going to see the market bounce from those, like a bat, like you're on trampoline, like I always talk about. It's like goes down, it pushes down, and poing, banks back up, which you could see clearly right there. Solana, I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff that would happen on the weekend with some guy who's either joking or actually got people to pay him $5,000 to talk about Bitcoin on a whiteboard pad thing, which is crazy to me. Don't follow these plebs, please, guys. You got to be smarter than that. You don't want to put yourself in a bad position. But Solana's doing great. Solana. Solana. So I think it's going to definitely go higher. And with all the hype and stuff, it's there. But we have to watch base now as well, because base is looking pretty. Now, a couple trades that we talked about before they came into fruition. And remember, when we get close to Kijin, it may be close enough to equilibrium and we don't touch it. I've talked about this in recent weeks, but pulling it down towards it when it's flat and we're far away is normal. So we pulled all the way down. We got into these fill orders here, right? We didn't fill all the way to the Kijin, but we want to go in the zone and put like 20%, 25%, 35%, etc. And like hopefully you fill up a bunch and then you're averaging, right? So let's say you average somewhere around here. It's at 97. Now you're in this and you sold some off and you're up 15%. You're in a great position. And as you can see, like there's a clear downtrend that was performing right there, right? And now it's kind of broken out of that downtrend. So that's actually quite bullish. We saw that actually with BNB. Way down here, I was talking about this exact same type of move. And when it ripped through, we went from like $300 up to $600 like that. All the way to our level, respected that $638 level, came back down, retested the breakout level, which was right here. And now it's starting to go back towards that level. And likely we'll try to break through it next. But remember, this is all-time high, just a little bit of away. And, that would be the levels, like it's really almost there. Binance is looking pretty strong, just like Solana is looking strong. Now going over to AR, another trade that we made, didn't fill all the way. We sold some, we bought some back, right? We didn't get all the way to the Kijin. Similar type of stuff happened, but we were selling at 44, 45 bucks. And I was buying it at $30. And then I got another, I think just got, I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure I also filled my $29 and I think it was 27 cents. Double check that for you guys. But basically I filled that order. And now where we're going next, I definitely filled that order because it's 29. It went down all the way to $29.03. So I definitely filled both those orders. I just couldn't remember 100%. I'm always very honest about this. And now we're going back towards this level at 41. Now, if we break out that level, our next level up is $66. So AR is very bullish. They have very good technology. There's been a lot of stuff they've been announcing recently. You should definitely keep your eyes on. Now, Hathor is another great example of a Kijin bounce. So we get far away from the Kijin, it flattens out, it pulls it back down, we buy or we bid the Kijin, right? There's the alert right there. And then we look to go back at least to this level or just to the top of this candle, right? And our stop loss is really easy to do with this. We just put our stop loss, a little bit below, like give a little bit of cushion. And we know this because on a Kijin bounce, should we look here? We go, all right, where was the last low wick before this one was right there? So I'm gonna put my stop loss just a little bit below that wick right here. That's usually what I would do, especially because the price is so close to the Kijin. And then I would look to go, all right, how much would it be to get up there? Well, that would be a 9.65 R trade. You put $100 and you make $965. You're pretty freaking happy. And you can make a lot of bad trades after and still be in profit. So that's why you look for those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 R trades. And this one, you could have even been a little bit more lenient and given yourself a little bit bigger stop and still had a very good trade. So that's Hathor Network. Next one up, Ankr network, another one, bounced off the Kijin. So you see how this works. The more you guys watch these videos, the more you're gonna understand the trading strategy, the less you're gonna be like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. I don't really have an idea of how I should play this. You'll know exactly what you should be doing. The Kijin bounce is a very good trade. And when you have many Kijin bounces at the same time, it generally is indicative of a market movement to go back up. So I'm thinking we're gonna see the market go back up in the coming weeks. And that's very bullish for all of you because then you're all gonna make money. Now, ICP is that outlier, which we're waiting for that real true breakout, and we got it now because they announced some really cool stuff. I think they have a fund that they're gonna do to help projects build on them. Their technologies, like pretty much one of the better technologies in the computing space. And honestly, like the real level here isn't really at 22. Like I've told you before, it's around 30, maybe even higher up there at 48. And like, if you guys have been around as long as we have, you know this got to $1,000 on the launch, right? So like, for us to go back to like $300, I could see that happen, man. It could definitely happen 250, let's say. And that's like more than 10x away. This is something that you should keep your eyes on. Many of the RSIs have reset and started coming back up. I would keep your eyes out for where ICP goes next. Fantom is also an outlier in this cycle. It's had a lot of bullish news, a lot of shakeups in who's involved. You saw the weak buy zone hit many times in this bear market. Many people told me it would never happen. I said it could maybe have gone lower, but it didn't. People were very critical about that, but I was still buying over here. And from 18 cents to where we're at now is a 10x, and I think we're going to go higher, especially with all the bullish news. The chart is absolutely bullish, but what are you starting to see? We see that flat Kijin, and we're just going to mark that down like, okay, we might see what happened with AR and with FET, those types of things like AGIX, right? We might see something like this, and with AR, something like that happen with Fantom because it's so far above. And if you actually look at those different charts, they did kind of something similar. Went really high. We're kind of the Tenkin, the 21 EMA, all kind of squashed in there. You're seeing that same exact type of pattern happen here. So I could see us at least come down to like 88 cents potentially again. But I would watch to buy in that zone right here. Maybe even be a little bit lenient and go a little higher. But this could be a good opportunity, especially after a massive move from like the 30s all the way to $1. So it's like a 3x move. Usually you want to take profit. Now, another really bullish one right now is Blast from the Past, AIOZ. This thing is actually almost at its all-time high of last cycle when it made everyone like 200x. So you should be really excited about this one. I think they're going to do really, really well. This was literally 1 cent not that long ago. You're looking at a clear 100x potential that happened over the bear market, and it's fairly similar to like what Paid did, to be honest. And I think their technology is going to rival the YouTubes of the world. So some people are saying their tech is better than what Theta has, and Theta is a much bigger project. This thing could absolutely move. And its market cap's only 325 mil, which is not that much when you consider that Theta is in the billions of dollars, many multiple billions. So let's watch out for AIOZ for sure. I'm also working with these guys, IXS. Great project. Why I like them is because they're making RWA baskets and they're letting me do a gaming basket. So basically, if you're someone who doesn't really know what you're doing and you're watching this video, I'm gonna basically pick really good gaming projects that I believe in, including metaverses and stuff. And I'm gonna pick like 10 projects that I think are gonna do really well. And I'm gonna manage those projects that are in that basket. And all you have to do is go and buy a token, which will be in your own wallet, fully custodied by yourself, but it will buy you a token which buys you pieces of the basket. So you can actually get exposure to all of them with as little as $1 in each, right? So you could put like $10 in or $1 in, or $100 or 1,000 or a million, doesn't matter. You literally can choose what works for you. So that's why it's really good. It's really inclusive and it's decentralized, which is very important. Another project coming out tomorrow, OrangeDX. You can see it up here on top. Great project. BRC narrative, got the launchpad, got the DEX, got, a lot of things are building, DeFi, etc. Keep your eyes on these guys tomorrow if you can get in. I would definitely keep your eyes out, and they're on Unisat, Gate, MEXC, etc. Next up is in the RWA platform narrative as well is Alliance Block. These guys were $2 last cycle. They're still probably at 8 to 10x in this project alone itself. Just with the RWA side, they are listed on the London Stock Exchange. These are a legit company and a legit project you should be looking into if you're looking at the RWA narrative. Next up is MoonTropica. Now, I talked to these guys way back in the day. I remember them, I think they were at like $3, and they were telling me, Coach, you need to come work with us. And I was like, oh, I'm so busy, I can't do it. And then we kept our conversation going. I actually joined them as an advisor a few months back. And basically, I'm trying to partner with the right people, but these guys have the craziest community in crypto I think I've ever seen. It is like beyond what I've normally see in crypto communities. Like, I did a post with these guys and they blew up that post. Very good community, very important. And last but not least, definitely not least at all, is NAVI. It looks like it's right about to bounce off the level that it's at here. They just sold 6,000 liters of gas in Romania using this token. This is a real company. It makes real revenue. This is not a fluff meme coin. This is something that can do. Now, obviously, meme coins make us a lot of money too, but this is something where you have a little bit less stress thinking about, going out and partying and it coming back and it going down to zero, getting rugged. That's very likely not going to happen with a CEO that's public and basically doing what they said they're going to do. So they have like this concept of drive to earn, where you use that data, where they're using Google, everyone's using your data all the time. You can make some money from doing that as well. And they're talking to a lot of big companies to work with as well doing that. All right, so that is basically it for today. We're looking at where's the market going to go this week. I personally think we likely could see this bounce this week because of all the sell pressure from the ETFs that happened. And if you start looking online at things like the block, you will see that the searches online on Google for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Base, etc. is growing. The amount of wallets being created and used on new chains like Base and Mantle, etc. are starting to grow. And it's very likely when search volumes and things start to grow that retail are starting to get more excited about crypto. Again, we haven't seen the volumes of the past from retail yet. Some people say that they're broke. In my opinion, yes, there's a lot harder times for the world right now, but I do believe that people will always find ways to make money when there's ways to make money that are easy, like in crypto, which will have this cycle again, like we did last cycle. It would become too easy and it feel like you can literally put your money in anything and make money. That is coming back soon. And what I want you to understand is that's usually right after the halving. So if you're prepared right now and you get your act together and you get ready for the next 13 months of life-changing gains, you are going to be on the side of the crypto market where we literally make generational wealth. That's all we have to do. Stay on task, get ready, be here. Don't be in these other guys' weird stuff like this.
So, you guys paid good money to be here. You paid $5,000 to be at the Bitcoin Masterclass, okay? I'm telling you to all buy Bitcoin and hold your fucking bags. Hold them tight and don't sell them. Bitcoin is gonna times 10 from this position.
This is why you should be following this account, and so that you are not getting wrecked by scamming people out there. This is free. You can learn a lot here, and I want you guys to benefit from this channel. Thanks everyone. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you later. I'm Coach K. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you think we need to cover, or if there's things that you want to learn and understand. I'm here for you. Let's get it done.